And did you have loads of songs to choose from? I guess it's your debut album, so you got 300 tunes you could choose from.
We did, yeah. We recorded, I think, close to 50 songs. And then sort of as we went along, it's kind of obvious which ones were going to be strong contenders for the album. The ones on there, I think, I'm happy with the choice we made.
Yeah, and they kind of chose themselves. Once we got all the production down and started looking at the list, it was just like, these ones are the top dogs.
And is it an incredibly competitive situation that you're in now? Because there's millions of bands, aren't there? There seems to be more bands than ever, especially with the sort of whole MySpace revolution. There's bands everywhere. Some are good and some are not so good. But I mean, the competition for you guys is immense. How do you sort of make your group stand out, if you like?
Well, we spoke about this yesterday. We were saying that although the music industry is in a bit of a funny place right now, I think the demand for music and people wanting to listen to it is greater than ever. That we've seen anyway, but we're doing these street gig things. So
what's the street gig?
Well, we've just done one now in Cardiff City Centre. We've been doing it all this week, and we did some last week as well. We're basically going to the busiest cities we can find, setting up at the busiest point, and playing a gig until we get moved on by the police. So we've literally just come from one just now, and it was amazing. One of the best we've done this week, anyway.
Yeah.
But it's not just busking. We have a big generator. We get all the gear out the back of the van, huge PA system, drum kit, amps, the lot, and we play for as long as we can until we get stopped.
And inevitably you do get stopped.
Yeah, usually the police will turn up, but funnily today they came past and just drove on and left us there to our own. We had a big crowd today, so I don't think they wanted to upset the people of Cardiff.
So what are the benefits of doing that? You're obviously promoting yourself. You're not busking, are you? It's like
we did this long before we made the album, and actually through selling CDs and stuff like that, we funded the making of the album. So we made enough money from selling CDs in Brighton and all along the south coast to pay to keep us alive when we were doing the album.
Right.
So that's kind of what we're doing now as well. We're trying to make a little bit of money to sort of keep living and promote it.
Oh, good for you. What label's the album on?
We released it on our own.
You've done it yourself. That's interesting because a lot of people are doing that these days, aren't they? Aren't they? So the benefits of that, I guess, you got autonomy, but obviously you haven't got a lot of push behind you with a big record label.
Well, we've been quite lucky, and we got we did like a deal where we had like an investor who sort of invested in our label. So we've got these teams behind us that are actually ones usually working for a major label anyway. So for example, we've got the radio pluggers who help get us nice interviews like this with you guys, and also like TV pluggers. So hopefully our video will start popping up, on the music channels and stuff soon. So it is possible to do it yourself. It takes a little bit of hard work.
It does, but you're obviously enthusiastic, and you need that. Who's your favourite drummer? Who's the drummer who inspires you, Mike?
I don't know.
Who's the man or woman?
You
don't see too many female drummers, do you?
I think people knock Ringo a bit too much.
Yeah.
Ringo is a great drummer.
Ringo was the man.
Yeah.
Ringo was as solid as a rock.
Yeah.
So your influences, how old are you guys?
I'm 24.
You're 24, that's not, and what about you, Rob?
25.
25, that's nothing, It's good as well. I wish I was your age again. So how come you're into these things like the Beatles, these acts like the Beatles, and you mentioned Ringo, you mentioned Lennon. Where did you pick up that kind of influence? Was it sort of parents or something?
My dad was still is a massive Beatles fan, and I think you're the same.
Yeah, my dad was a big Lennon fan.
Well, he would be, because you're related to him. You're one of the Lennons.
Uncle Lennon, Uncle John.
Keep it in the family.
The Beatles tend to be the one thing we agree on. We got a little splitter van outside, and that's the one thing we're trying to get music on. That's the one thing we go, okay, we'll stick with the Beatles.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now, where would you like to be in a year, 18 months' time? Because obviously you've released your debut album, you're young guys, you're touring around, you're having the time of your life. Yeah. But I mean, you're clearly ambitious and you take it seriously. So where would you actually eventually like to end up?
Well, we've been really lucky up until this point. One of our songs was picked up and used on a couple of TV shows all around the world. So an old song, Screaming Surrender, was used in Australia on a couple of episodes of Neighbours.
Really?
And in Asia, it was used on Heroes, Heroes?
Yeah.
Used on that. And Mobile Phone Ad in Finland. It's coming up in some strange places. And through that, we've... earlier this year, we were out in Vietnam for 2 months. We played out in Vietnam at a Hard Rock Cafe. They kind of asked us out there for 1 month.
Yeah.
And then when we were out there, they said, come and stay for a bit longer. So we stayed for another month. So seeing bits of the world is on my list. And we've actually now been invited out to Australia in October. So we're going out there.
So they will know you from that Neighbours connection. If you go to Australia...
I don't know if it's just that, but obviously that's helped sort of build...
Doesn't do you any harm.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting question. I don't want to pry, but if you get a song that you've written that goes on something like Heroes, can you make a lot of money doing that? Because the image is, those guys have made it because they got a song on a big time TV show that goes all around the world. They must be minted. Is that the case or not?
We haven't ordered the Ferraris just yet,
but you obviously get paid for it. But it's kind of
I think it depends what deal you do. The deal we did was just a licensing deal where it was like one-off fee kind of thing to get used.
Yeah.
So it wasn't big bucks, but if you're established, it can be.
Yeah, of course.
Next time around.
Or get on a soundtrack of a film or something like that.
It's on the cards.
Yeah, or an advert, even better.
Yeah.
Listen, it's great to have you on the programme. Thank you for coming in to see me. Now, how do people check out what Rubylux are up to website-wise?
Our main hub for it all is rubylux.net, and we keep that updated with a blog usually. Well, we try and do it every day, and funny videos and all that business.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the usual places: Twitter, MySpace, Facebook,
all over it.
YouTube.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Plenty of options. And what about touring now to support the album? Many Welsh dates coming up.
Well, like we said, we've just played in Cardiff.
Yeah, a street gig.
City Centre, we've done that.
We missed it.
There's a couple more being put in at the moment, but like we said, we usually update the website, so there's a gigs page on there.
Yeah.
But Club Vorbach is a favourite venue of mine, so we'll try and hopefully come back and do that later in the year.
Absolutely. When you do that, come in and do a session for us.
Yeah,
We'd love to see you play.
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff, guys. We played the single earlier on, which is called The Boy Could Fly.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's get that title right. So what should we finish the interview with? What do you fancy spinning from the album?
What You Need is probably going to be the next single, so
okay. Is there a story behind this, Rob? What You Need?
It's just a feel-good song, this one. Yeah, just live in the moment kind of message.
Okay, well, let's listen to that now then, here on the evening show. This is Rubylux, and this track is What You Need. Wow, that is great. They are really good, that band. One to watch, definitely. They're called Rubylux. They're going to do a session for us in September. Get them in live on a Monday night. That was What You Need. And the track, The Boy Could Fly. That was it. Got it here. That's the single as well. So look out for Rubylux. I've got a feeling about those guys. Nice guys as well, and really good songs. Great. Just gone 9:15 on BBC Radio Wales. We'll have a classic from the Buzzcocks after this.